Hey guys, this is the soulmate reading for Aries for November of 2018. So I do two. This is the soulmate one. The first one I did was the soul journey reading, which it did happen to talk a lot about love too. It is a long reading. It's like 2 hours, maybe an hour, 55 minutes. So it does correlate with this, so you may want to go check it out. And really it's a good message for just anybody that's in it. But it highly correlates to this reading too. So you may want to check it out, just FYI. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. If you have significant Aries placements in your chart, or you're just drawn to this video for a more complete picture, or if this doesn't resonate, you may want to check out my other videos for your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, significant placements in your chart, or any video that you're just drawn to. Energies can flip-flop. Some, none, or all of this may apply. Take what applies, leave the rest. I could read this for you. It could be someone else. I could read it as love. It might actually be work. Just put it to whatever part of your life it resonates with. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Check back later. Thank you to all who have commented, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. I'm always doing different types of things. So please like and subscribe and hit the bell. Comment too. I really love reading you guys' comments. Even if I can't always reply to them, I read them all and they help me greatly. But at the very least, to show your appreciation, like, and, you know, maybe even subscribe and hit the bell. Also, there was something I was going to say. Oh, also going forward after, I think I have like 2 more left, and then from that forward, I'll be going in the order of likes. So if you care about that, hit the like for that reason too. Thank you for everybody who's also donated to my channel, and services. That's greatly appreciated. I put that towards collecting for me going to do plant spirit medicine healing next summer, which I'm going to do a video about that. So any of you, you know, if you do want to donate and give back, thanks, whatever it may be, I'd greatly appreciate that. Anything about, or even in service form, whatever, or even a like or a comment to me is giving back to me too. And it's the energy exchange. But if you're interested, I know people have asked about my PayPal information, all of that about services, PayPal, everything is in the description box below. Also, everything about my services is in there. So read it all. If you have questions, email me. If it's just about the way that it goes, I mean, it says all in there. You pretty much just see whatever service you want. And there is a November special too. I'm going to put a video up about that. But basically, if you pay for the live reading, you get a free 25-minute energy session of either Reiki, Archangel healing, or access consciousness bars. And you could read about that in the description box below too, of what I do with that. So you get a free one of those with it if you buy a live reading, but you have to buy it within November. But like I said, I am going to do a video on that, but that's with the live reading only. And you get the free 25-minute energy session of energy clearing and block removal. That's either for you, a relationship, a situation, whatever. I don't do it on people or free will. I do it on the situation, the relationship, or yourself, whatever agrees to it, to help remove blocks and clear energy. So that's a special for November, just FYI, letting you guys know. But you basically just see the service that you want, and you go to PayPal, which my description box, or that link is in there, and you pay, and then you send me an email when it's done, and then I help you proceed with it forward. But it all says it in there. But if you have questions beforehand, absolutely email, and I'll help you out. Yeah, so I think that's it. Thank you. Let's get started on your reading real quick, because I need to try to make this quick, not only because your guys' soulmate one was, or soul journey one was long, so I'd like to make this quick for you. But I've got to go. I've got an event I have to go to. So for you as the Aries, which it's really weird because this really correlates a lot to the soul journey reading, because there was a lot about sun and moons in your reading, and the bottom of your deck is coming up as the sun, and the bottom of the soulmate's deck is coming up as the moon. And there's so much about opposites here. Also, you've got, I mean, there's so many polarities. I'll go through them even more as I get to them. But in both of these on your side, which I'll go in later, you've got like a tree, you know, the sun, the moon, the moon, feminine, masculine. And then, you know, in this one that they're growing and building about is the tree. And there's other ones correlating, but I'll go on for the sake of time. I'm a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit confused on the energy. I kind of know what's going on, but it is a little bit of a difficult energy. So hopefully I figure it out a little bit more as I get going. Either way, you as the Aries, what I'm reading as the Aries, is you're walking away. You're venturing into new territory. I think you're getting excited and expanding into different things. Even if you don't know that yet, you're going to be. But you're definitely at least taking a break or walking away from this situation. I think you're coming close to an end of a cycle or ending it. And so at the bottom of your deck, which I don't know why I was taking as the Queen of Cups, but you have the Page of Cups. So you've really got, I think, like I said, a new venture on your mind. Like you're going into new creative or things that just make you feel good, basically. You have those type of things on your mind, and you're kind of giving yourself like things that make you feel better, make you feel more of value, are more aligned with you creatively and what you want to do. And it's kind of just bringing back, like with this, and like here's another one you have of the Sun cards. You have 2 Sun cards, I believe, on your side. But it's about innocence, and this is about even though you've learned things to show you that, you know, the innocence of a child, they don't see the harsh things yet. Even though you've seen that, it's almost like you've released that. You're letting it go and you're walking away from that. And you're almost bringing back this heart of a child, wonder type, looking at the world vibe where you're not holding on to things that are bringing you down anymore. You're literally, like, this is the Page of Cups, like going into things that are more of that less heavier energy, more of that vibrancy and excitedness and creativity, and like what else can I get into, explore and do, because this situation was very heavy over here. I feel like this soulmate's energy is very heavy. I also feel like they're going through a lot. So it may also be good that you're kind of taking time away and focusing on yourself so that their heavy energy is mostly spent, you know, with themselves and doesn't bring you down anymore. Because you're kind of done with it. You're more now in that childlike energy. I want to go do some new stuff and put my energy into some good things and things that are going to give back to me and have fun and fuel my heart and lift me up like an Aries should be. You know, that passionate, exciting thing, something you could take all that energy and just go put it into something and just like, yay. You know, I mean, that's kind of what you want. You don't want your fire to keep being put out, you know, and that's what keeps happening. It's put out and you find a way to build it, and it's put out and you find a way to build it. And it's like, you're like, no, let's go a different route here. Because she's walking towards like all this sunshine. I mean, you have sun and everything around you. Like, she's walking away is like, you know what? That's much too heavy. Much too much. Nope, I'm good. I'm going to go take my fire and my sunshine and I'm going to bring it to people, places, things, whatever, or even just something within myself that is going to fuel that fire also within me. And what's in your mind or how you're coming across is you've got Temperance, you've got the Ace of Cups, you've got the Moon, and you've got the Hermit. Which for me, that's very much about going towards a better level of healing and balance and self-love and growing like new, abundant, prosperous things that are gonna give back to you. Like, these are grapevines. This is a fish. Like, this is love. This is all about abundance. A cup overflowing. Abundance. And the Moon to me, like, yeah, it could be secrets. You are going to go see things you didn't know too. I think this is more within yourself, especially next to the Hermit card. Unless you're dealing with a Virgo, you might figure some things out about a Virgo energy. Or maybe, Cancer, Pisces, whatever. But I think this is more about, honestly, you coming into, like, you're walking your path, your high priestess mode, and, you're walking on your spiritual journey. You've got this whole little thing about you to where, like, you've now created a balance and healing. Like, normally the Temperance, they have, they're, like, going from, like, cup to cup. I think a lot of times they're around water, too. Like, they have their foot in water. And you're kind of, like, taking a break from emotions, maybe, for right now. At least emotions outside of you. I think this is more of an inspiration, creation, imaginative, fun energy that you're in, not so much an emotion of outside of you. You're looking at more of the emotion inside of you. You're going within, which if you are, bravo, Aries. But you're more now balancing not just between, like, with your foot in the water and, like, boop, boop, boop. You're balancing between grounding and the spirit world. Like, you're definitely embarking on, bringing in your stuff from your higher self. Your spiritual journey is what you're on. And you balancing started this self-love, which then puts you on this path of going on this and finding your kind of high priestess mode, your divinity, starting on your Empress journey. And you're now walking, which that's funny, the way this looked almost had like the symbol for the sun, but it's not. But you're wanting to figure out, walk your journey and come full circle, learn the lessons, see what you got to do. Either way, you're embarking on this journey. Maybe you're going towards a Virgo. I don't know. I don't really get that. I get a whole lot of going within right now. This is very much about a childlike, explorative, imaginative, creative energy, in my opinion. What's going on more inside of you is... fast enough. You have the Seven of Cups. You have the Strength card. You have the Four of Swords. You have the Nine of Wands. And you have the Knight of Coins. And clarifying the Knight of Coins, you have the Bear and Expectation. So, I think clearly you're trying to figure out what is the most important path, and you're realizing that one is definitely way more giving than the other. It's almost like all the rest of these, I get the vibe, they're fakes, they're frauds, they're not really what I want, and you now see that as of right now, there is only one thing that can give you this emotional satisfaction, and it's probably still this, your Ace of Cups. So I guess it could be a new love. I'm not really getting that. I'm more getting it like you're going within with all these other cards around it. And you're having to really go and face this. This is bringing up a lot of healing and inner strength, that discipline I was talking about in the soul journey video, which, amazingly enough, here's also your opposites. Here's the heart. It's burning. I don't know if you're burning it or if there's a lot of passion, one or the other. And there's the sun and the moon again. But you're really trying to have this level of discipline and courage and really pulling your energy back and thinking and healing, kind of, really, really isolating yourself. You got the Hermit and this guy. I mean, he's even like kind of below ground where people aren't really going to see him. And you're trying to have spiritual discipline through this, but I think you're in the process, like in this deck. The one after this is now all these things are laid out, but in the fire, there's a phoenix coming up. So exactly kind of matching also the soul journey reading. You're kind of right at that part of that change between walking back into a same cycle again and stopping the cycle and literally having the rebirth and rising like a phoenix. So you may want to watch that if you're somebody who seems to be repeating patterns and you think you're out of it, but somehow you end up back into it. You may want to literally watch that video. And if you can't handle it, watching it all at once, watch it in segments. It's about caring for your own good. Just keep that in mind. But you're sitting there wondering not only with yourself whether to transform, but also with this situation, because I feel like you're also stagnated. So this Knight of Coins could be you, but in the other reading, this was the other person, the soulmate. And I feel like you're sitting there looking at them, wondering whether you need to burn or let that situation go. Just watch the other reading. These highly correlate. I highly advise it. I don't have time to go back and forth on it, but it very much correlates whether to burn it, keep it, let it go, put it in the ground to save it for later, whatever. But this Knight of Coins is also coming up as you. And it's you kind of getting your strength back by all of this, but also this could also be like an ex-lover or whatever, an expectation. Like, I think you've pulled back your energy and you're ready for either war or love, whatever, but you're not giving any more energy. You've kind of halted it. You're not moving. And you're kind of, in the meantime, giving energy to yourself and getting stronger. And you're waiting and having expectations, wondering if they will come. But I just have to say, it seems like a lot of times that's the same type of pattern, that kind of, you always go in that waiting mode, but it's your guys' own intense energy that loops you back. So it's about doing something else with it. Again, watch the other Aries video, but if not, whatever. What seems to happen from this, and this is the part I've really got to see about and am able to flow once I go into theirs, but you have the King of Cups, which I believe they're coming up also as the King of Cups in this. The Ace of Swords, and there are many Aces of Swords here, especially two of them being on their side. The Eight of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. And clarifying, the Eight of Cups is the main person and kind of like the family card. Family matters, or I think sexual matters as well. So I do think you're gaining a level of emotional balance here. It is helping you emotionally by taking away and gathering yourself together. And you're seeing that walking away from this situation has actually brought you a level of feeling good again, feeling more confident again, having more self-esteem. You feel better. You know, you're getting more of what you wanted. Maybe you're even starting to realize that maybe this person, at least person or situation, at least not right now, is able to give you what you want, that you are actually finding your own emotional satisfaction, which is amazing. That's the way it's supposed to go. You're supposed to have it first before somebody else. So maybe you walking away from this person, which is either a family or a sexual, some type of relationship situation. I do believe your line ends up correlating to them too, though. But I don't know. I'll throw that in later as a possibility. And you have change is unavoidable. So you know this needs to change. And there's a balance. You've got a lot about balance and temperance here. And you have heed your dreams. This is very much about coming into not only your feminine energy, but balancing your own masculine and feminine energy, which probably very much is going to affect this other person or somebody else of this vibration who's supposed to be in your life. But it's just funny that there's both have trees. You know, this is very much about a Kundalini. Like, if you see the snake, you know, very much about a Kundalini, rise of the Kundalini, the sexual energy, sexual creative, coming into your own energy. So I think you're starting to balance literally your own masculine or feminine, or these are at least the energies that are available to you should you choose to take advantage of them. And I think this will also help any, you know, masculine that you are correlated to, because it is about a lot of times the feminines leading the way, even though in a lot of ways the masculines do lead the way too, that I don't think they're really given credit for, because it's the masculines doing what they do that actually push the feminines. So, you know, but you have a lot here about polarity of sun and moon, a lot of transformational energy. Again, change is avoidable. So you have the transformation. He also has the snake and the Kundalini, which is funny because the Hydra dreams, which you may be having a lot of dreams or premonitions or knowing which way you're supposed to go with this. This snake is just there, where the one that the change is unavoidable, and transformational energies, the snake is shedding its skin. If you look at it, like, see, it's shedding it and shedding it. So I think this is not only for you and you shedding, like, especially your masculine side, like really probably changing what you're putting action into. And instead of putting it into this situation, you're putting it into yourself or into other creative things. But I do think this card is also representing the masculine. I do believe that they are going through a transformation process too, or they are going to be. And two of your other oracle cards are Shimmer, Glamour, Confidence, Allure, Charisma, and the Grail Fairy, Fertility, the Return of Life, Health, Life Cycles. So not only are you just like beaming with charisma and beauty and all this as you're walking this path of healing and yourself and self-love and all of that, but this card also could be about calling upon this energy, that fairy type energy of grace and glamour, kind of when or if somebody, because this other person I'm going to take as the masculine, but this soulmate energy does seem to be in a little bit darker of an energy right now. Darker meaning lower vibration, heavier. They're still transforming, so they're still, you know, pre-purging a lot of those heavier energies, where I think you have purged a lot of them, or if you haven't, you need to. So if they're coming to you with any negativity or anything that they're either purposely doing or you're just perceiving as making you feel not as worthy or not as loved, call upon this energy to be with you, to keep you in your grace and your good things and your confidence, to keep you in a good light. You want to stay in this higher vibration, mostly, you know, really for yourself, but anybody else around you, it's also going to help them as well. It's a leading by example type thing. But either way, you've got like a lot of beautiful, magical, mystical, like high vibration, high priestess type energies. Where they're sitting, their energy is, they have appreciation and they have healer of the ages. So I really think this goes along with them transforming, which also at the bottom of their deck, they have the Death card. Underneath that, the Five of Wands as well. So, you know, they may be changing certain things on how they're speaking, like competition, like karma. There may be divine timing, just what they've been doing, whatever it is. If they're conflicted or they've got a lot of options around them or just whatever, there's a lot of that I think that is changing, and then they're coming up as the King of Cups, healing. So they're healing between their heart and their mind. They're healing between, you know, their confidence, their sacral and solar plexus, and their mind as well. It's all balancing and coming together, and there's a more of a level of integration that seems to be happening. But that's the overall theme of this. It's got to go through its stuff to get there, I think. Because what's in their thoughts or how they're portraying things is they have the Five of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Fool, and the Nine of Cups. So they, you know, they're sad about something. They feel like they've lost something, or at least that's the way they're trying to make it look, or that's what they're thinking. And it's really put them in a position to have to see things differently. And they end up going to the Fool vibe too. Or at least they're trying to. I think they're trying to bypass the stuff that really gets them there, but I think they're not going to be able to, you know what I mean, as far as the other steps that you have to go through if you follow the major arcana. But they're trying, they're trying, like they kind of went in this position to see things differently. And tell me about the Hangman. And they're trying to just be like, you know, screw it. They're going to just focus on things that make them feel good and lighter. They may even focus just on money. But they're like, I'm going to let all this emotional baggage go and I'm just going to keep what I need. It may not even be towards you, at least not in their mind. They may initially be like, no, because in this Fool card, he's facing away from the sun. And he's ready to walk off a cliff. So, I mean, that's good in a way, I guess, that he's having faith with it. But he might be convincing himself that he's doing something good. And he's not. He's just trying to drop the burden is what he's doing. He's trying to focus on things that make him happy. Maybe money. But anything that makes him feel burdened, he's also walking away from and not dealing with. And because he's also like sitting here focusing on this Nine of Cups and what makes him happy. And you're also focusing on what makes you happy. And that's, in a way, it seems kind of sad, but it's really kind of good, actually, that both you guys are going after what makes you happy. Because that's the way it's supposed to go, actually. What's in his, how he really feels about it, or his emotions, is he has the Ace of Swords. He has the Four of Cups. He has the Devil card. He has the Six of Wands. You guys do have a few mirroring cards. And the Nine of Swords. And clarifying the Devil card is there's the kid and then the path, the separation of path reverse. So he or the soulmate may feel like they're stuck and that they can't go a different path because they have kids. The other thing that I'm getting from this is they're so stuck in their ways and their codependencies and even stubbornness or whatever, kind of like a naive childlike mind, that they're not willing to see things differently. So they're just telling themselves like, oh, that sucks that I lost that. And then they rethink like, okay, what do I do? What do I want? Oh, I know. I'm just going to drop all this and I'm going to go after what makes me happy. And, you know, obviously they learned something. This is kind of correlating with what made them sad. It was like, oh, that sucks. And so then the Hanged Man is them kind of pulling back for balance to see what they want. They're just not dealing with anything for a minute. And again, this Fool vibe kind of correlates to this Devil vibe for me, where it's like, they're just not focusing on you or seeing things of enlightenment. They're just like, well, that's the way it is. Let's just move forward. Might as well let it go. There's other things that will make me happy. I'm going to focus on that. And they just kind of stay in their I'm just autopilot doing mode. And, you know, maybe they move forward and maybe it probably does make them feel good at first, but it's also very much of ego, pride, attention, whatever. But let's not go there. We don't know. At the very least, it seems to make them feel good for a minute. They feel victorious as well. They're like, well, what can you do? You know, you lose. Next kind of vibe I get. I don't know. It's what they're trying to tell themselves. It doesn't really turn out that way, though. Something kind of gets them. So let's see if I can figure this out a little bit, but I do have to go. Which on one hand kind of sucks. I really like to die, but for you guys it might be good. I know a lot of Aries are like, why are they so long? Tell me about this Nine of Swords. They're trying to tell themselves they're okay with this, and they're not. Like, just the fact that, I don't know. I just think reality kind of sets in, or maybe during the day they're acting okay with it, but at night they lay there and they think about it. The result of this, or most likely to happen for them, is the Three of Cups, Judgment, Knight of Wands, Eight of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. Clarifying the Three of Cups, message card, kind of clarifying or sitting on top of the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands, Ace of Swords. And clarifying the Ten of Pentacles, there's Fox, Coyote, whatever, Hope, Big Water, it's reversed. They could be overindulging in something in the meantime, whether it be drinking, women, overworking, eating, I don't know, just ignoring things, basically. But I kind of get that, and I don't know for how many this is. So if you really want to know if this is for you, because this is not going to be for everybody, hit me up for a personal reading to see either what the blocks are, what you can do to help this or remove it, or to know if this energy applies to you, because, you know, they don't. These are general readings. But just take what resonates. But that I think they do end up realizing something, and they may want to message you to bring this back and come to you with like a swiftness. However, I have to say they are coming in as, at this point, the Nine of Wands. So I'm not sure if they're really at their healed state yet. They may be doing this right now in a fear-based mentality instead of coming to you at a balanced, healed mentality like you're trying to work at, or at least the way it seems like you're trying to work at. So I'm not sure. Tell me about this Knight of Wands energy. I just don't know how deep, how evolved it is right now. But either way, they may be coming to you, yeah, like bringing to you one image, but really there's a lot of fear and gloominess coming to you underneath. They may be coming to you with a fear-based mentality at first. They're not, like I said, they're still in their healing process. They're still in the lower vibration part of that. So they are on a healing journey and becoming more stable. And like the appreciation, I don't know if I ever said that. The appreciation is they're in a process of learning what's important to them and what to put their energy into. And they are in a process of healing. They might even become a healer once, but that doesn't matter. They're in a healing process regardless, and in a transformation process. But in the meantime, they may literally be in some type of fear-based mode. And, it may be that either A, them coming to you, like you turn them down because they're not ready if you do, and it wasn't what they thought. But I think whatever they had been working on, or whatever they thought was in their mind that they wanted to build or were building towards or whatever, that they weren't seeing things properly. It didn't work out the way they had thought. So they may be coming to you for that because they're, you know, they're, like they have the Moon card, the Five of Pentacles. They're feeling like left down the cold. They're going through some stuff. And they're trying to balance things out between possibly, you know, their past, you know, something that makes them feel good. And maybe someone else, or maybe this is you. Queen of Wands. I mean, this is an Aries reading, so they're trying to figure out what to do with it. And again, like the Five of Swords. So either they've burned some other situation down, or they've been burned, or I think they may be stuck between you and somebody else or two situations. I get a lot of vibe too from some of these that some might be married. And they're trying to decide between you and another person or situation. That may be for some, not for all. So they may even be coming to you, telling you that they're not happy, it's not what they thought. Or this could push them towards someone else when you do this. And they're like, well, screw that. And they go towards something else and it doesn't turn out the way. Either way, whatever they go towards or thought something was, it's not what they thought it was. They were fooling themselves or it didn't work out or whatever. You know, that sucks. I'm sorry for them. I never wish somebody not to have happiness. But they have types of realization. And I think because of that, they either run towards you or somebody else. Kind of in a fear-based mentality. And it could be both. It could be them realizing that, and then when they come to you and you're like, no, you need to heal some more of that heavier energy. I've already purged all that and I'm not doing it again. That might also be them looking at you this way. Like something that they viewed as their 10 of Pentacles. It didn't work out. You might be a pivotal part in their healing journey based on your decision and what you do. And also your own journey, but you may be a pivotal part of their journey in that, in forcing them to transform. And not only embracing their masculine side, but embracing their feminine side too. Because I feel like in a way, you know, this is on your side, this 8 of Cups, you leaving, you know, this situation or this sexual or family side. But I feel like maybe they're coming to you saying that they've finally left or someone else left, whatever, that part doesn't really matter, but of a situation or a family or something. Or that they've even walked away from their old ways and they now want to build with you. But I don't know if it's quite there yet. I do feel the transformation energy, but I don't know if it's quite where you need it to be. And they have the Merlin Guidance Mentorship Teacher of Old Ways. And they have Once Was Innocent, Knowledge Means Change. Which that's what's interesting to me too, is that you both have innocence cards. And it's almost like, this is the vibe it feels to me. Because this innocent card on your side feels like you were once innocent. Then you realized the world was a really hard place. But now, that innocence card, now you got to a place where you've let that go. You now know what it is, but you found balance with it and let go of the heaviness of it and not allowed it to affect you. It's like now you see, so you're not quite as the innocent, naive innocent as before you knew, but you're still in that wonder state of you're curious and excited about the world again. That's where you are. Where they are, even though I'm sure they've endured hardships, is they now see a lot more of the realities they didn't see before. Something is now coming and affecting them, and they now need to change. And like I said, I think that's because they are still on the process, but they have not purged like you have to go back to that innocence part, if they ever will. The innocence of going back to being curious and excited about the world again, even though you now know how the world can be. They're now like, even though they knew how the world can be, like it's really hitting them. So they're really learning a lot of those ways. They are being guided through this. You guys, this is very much a divine feminine, masculine, maybe even to like twin flame. I'd rather go with divine feminine or masculine just because there's so much misconception and who cares on that, just because it's about the journey. But they're very much on their part of the journey, and they have Protect the Wild and Green, Stay Strong. They're very much, there's a lot of green things here sitting about, like the heart chakra. So, they're healing, and they're healing like they are starting to heal in their heart chakra. And they also have be vigilant. This is also too about, I get this, and a lot of these meanings are very about synergy and integration, becoming one, knowing that you're all within yourself and everything around you, we're all one as well, and feeling connected to everything. And then you have be vigilant. So this is growing inside of him, but it's funny that both of your cards have trees in them, and this has a tree in it. So he is gaining courage and building that area within him, not only about himself, but I do feel it's about you, especially if you're a divine feminine energy. Again, there's no expectation on that. I don't know what that means. It could be a range of things, but either way, he or she, the divine masculine or this soulmate energy, is starting to really feel and see things differently, and things are growing and transforming within him. I think that's it, and I think I'm going to stop it there. And then also at the bottom of this deck, which is the same that I'm using here, you have stolen inner sleep, unaware, unconscious, unawakened. I think this is both you, but mostly him. And the earth is like taking him, and literally he's got these earthy cards. So the earth and all of these things are literally taking him in, and they're awakening him. They're transforming him. And then you have fairy lovers, new love, courtship, romance, falling in love. So, you know, I don't know. Let's see if I can pull on it. Tell me about the fairy lovers. The Empress and the Queen of Pentacles, and he'll be coming in. You have the Queen of Pentacles, Three of Swords, offering love, a new beginning as the Emperor. This is done. Justice. We'll be having strength. Two of Cups. Ace of Cups. Moving towards the Four of Wands. And waiting on the Six of Cups that he or she was sad about. Wanting to work together, being guided by the intuition, Queen of Cups. You take this as it is. I don't know. I'm going to say for most people, it's who's in this Aries energy. You don't even have to be an Aries. Who's ever in this divine feminine energy over here that is now working on themselves, having balance, self-love, and going on their journey and looking at that new inspirational, creative energy that you're excited about the world and the opportunities in front of you energy. But I think they may be seeing things differently, and you may be pivotal to that. So you may want to stand in your power if they come running to you out of fear, because they need to stay in that to keep transforming, or it's going to delay or cause more karma between you guys. If you need to know more on this, on what to do with this, because I can't get into it too much for time reasons and all of that, please come see me, because how you react to this and then coming back is very pivotal to what happens between you guys, especially between these possibly divine, masculine, feminine, twin flame, all that type energies. So you may want to make sure you react to this in a very empowered and high priestess way, if you don't want to delay his transformation and healing and your own, and you have more karma then to wrap up. So hit me up. My information is in the description box below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I love you guys. I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.